We have a problem. The way America measures prosperity right now, we tend to focus on one thing, and that is the dollar value of the goods and services we produce. Known as GDP, or Gross Domestic Product, it's the leading measure today of our economy and our prosperity. But some top economists, including 2 Nobel Prize winners, say that has got to change. They say our well-being goes far beyond dollars only. Let me take a trip to the grocery store to show you why. I'll grab my bike and get going. At the store, I pick up some locally grown apples. All that cycling has me thirsty, so I take a sip from the water bottle I filled up at home. Now, how beneficial has this trip of mine been for our economy? Let's take a look. My travel to the grocery store was free because I used my bike. At the store, I spent $2 on those locally grown apples. That water I drank was from my tap at home, and the cost is negligible for this small amount. So, this trip to the store has added a total of $2 to our economy. Now, let's take that trip to the grocery store again, but this time I will take my car and burn some gas. At the store, I pick up some kiwis, imported all the way from New Zealand, and get some bottled water. So how much has this trip to the grocery store helped the economy? Well, I spent, say, $1 on gas. My kiwis cost $2, and so did the drink I bought at the store. So this trip to the store has added a total of $5 to the economy. The way we measure things now, my car trip to the grocery store is much better for the economy than my frugal bike trip. But that ignores additional costs we seldom think about. When I took my fossil fuel burning car to the store, I added pollutants to the atmosphere. Those kiwis shipped all the way from New Zealand, shipping means more pollutants. And what happened to the drink I bought at the drive-thru? More garbage from the bottle, more pollution from its transportation. And we haven't even considered the sinister side of GDP. GDP would love to see my car spin out of control and hit a tree. That would require an ambulance, a hospital visit, and car repairs, all of which mean more money in GDP's pocket. By comparison, my bike trip to the store was a good, healthy workout, and since I didn't have to cruise around looking for parking when I got home, it left me with some extra time with my cat, Otis. So now when we compare the 2 trips to the grocery store and we look beyond just the dollar signs, a different picture emerges. This isn't to say the value of goods and services should be totally ignored, they're crucial. But a better measure of how well we're doing might also consider things such as whether an activity harmed or benefited the environment and how it affected the quality of our health and our communities. So to fix the future, we may have to fix what we measure, our indicators, so we can see if our economy is leading us where we want to go. So what's the holdup? There are legit ways to put a number to how connected together people are in a place like Portland, Maine. You can also put a price tag on the cost of a blighted urban block in a place like Cleveland. So why don't we get on with these alternative indicators? Because it's like changing anything else in government. Powerful interests fight to keep things the way they are, and it won't change unless people know to ask for this stuff. Back in Baltimore, more than 100 businesses have signed up for the B-Note in the 3 months since it launched. And where's that B-Note that got marked up? Susan, the bookstore owner that took it in, has slid the B-Note over to a cafe to help pay for a meal. And there's talk about it all around town.
I don't think you could cut hair quiet. That would be the problem. I think something was wrong. I'm doing my local business thing. Got in line for a haircut, got lunch, then I'll head back to the shop.
To tattoo somebody from Zeke's.
Right. Keeping it in the family.
B-Notes. We just pass the same 20 around.
Right.
And unfortunately, the B-Note doesn't pay my mortgage. The power company's not so fond of it yet. If they were, I'd be in. But they're not local. The power company's based in France or something ridiculous. My mortgage company is based in the Midwest somewhere.
I've only gotten 2 actually, and immediately went and bought coffee with them at Zeke's. And I want to support it because I like the idea behind it, but just don't have 100% faith in it yet.
I have a business right up the street. It is called Charmed Life. It is a tattoo shop, custom quality tattoo shop, and art gallery. For me, I just opened the business almost a year ago. So it doesn't hurt me to get involved with something that there's 70 some plus businesses on right now that now recognize my business.
The B-Note is all about Baltimore, but that other alternative currency, the hour swapping system in Maine, has now begun to branch out and go national. Stephen Beckett and Linda Hogan are veterans of Portland's Time Bank, along with a fellow with an MBA from New York named Terry Daniels. They've formed an outfit called Our World, again with the HOUR.
If anyone is interested in using the tools that we put together, they're here. The whole point is to have exchanges.
They're on a road trip of their own, what they're calling a walkabout. And it starts in Santa Fe. A new time bank here plans to become a training center for folks in other communities.
I've done community organizing my entire life, but I used to have to go out and ask people, recruit people, knock on doors and bring them to us. They're now calling. They're calling us because they're ready.
So we're creating immersion hubs, probably 7 across the country. Santa Fe is the first. And we think they're a natural community to teach others.
I think that the time bank model really can help people who are in need, who actually have things that they need to support themselves. We're a relatively new organization, so we're exploring how to meet people's needs. You know, part of our tagline is matching unmet needs with untapped resources.
This weekend session is attended by a team from the town of Taos, just north of here, and another from Chester, Pennsylvania, a struggling suburb of Philadelphia.
I think it's great. What are you guys doing in Chester?
Well, one of the things we're trying to do is bring it back to Chester so that the seniors and the kids can be involved in time banking.
Oh, that's great.
And we're trying to figure out exactly how to do it.
Tim Jones is a policeman who deals firsthand with the effects of poverty on the people in his town. He's come a long way with a lot of hope.
Every human being has something to offer. So we're really trying to turn this into abundance thinking. This is about what we do have and celebrating who we are. And we wanted to do this anecdotally so you can understand instead of just hearing.
But this is a game about connection, about a network. I'm going to start with a need, with a particular service that I want to get. And if someone else is interested in providing that exchange, just raise your hand and you get the string. People first start exchanging with each other, there's a relationship built, folks are sharing skills, they're learning things, and full-time work comes out of this for people. The community currency is beyond just a transactional thing. It's this relationship thing, and once we start caring about each other, we want to see people get jobs.
The Santa Fe Time Bank wants to take that mission further. They're connecting with the Business Alliance for Local Living Economies, BALLE, B-A-L-L-E. It's a national network of about 22,000 businesses that emphasize local commerce and local jobs while respecting the environment. Here, they're getting restaurants to buy from the farmers market.
I think it's beautiful around here. This is what I envisioned. This could take the place of supermarket right here.
For Tim and his colleagues from Chester, PA, a farmer's market like this one is still at this point a dream. For now, they've started a community garden and hope to use time exchange as a way to support it and even to create jobs.
When I was a kid, everybody would meet, we all gather, talk, and then we go to our favorite store and hang out for a while. There's no socialization. There's no community. There's no gathering of the people like it used to be back in the day to come to a specific area in town where they could meet, buy food, talk. And there's no sense of pride anymore. There's no sense of value.
I can see how quickly this goes beyond swapping favors by the hour. Terry and Linda see an opportunity for their walkabout to link together some other locally rooted movements, parallel efforts pulling in the same direction, trying to bring jobs and well-being back to American towns.
This is empowering because it's focusing on solving the problem. And, you know, the degrees in which our communities have been, you know, kind of torn apart gradually over years. This is a way to repair that.
And I can only run on faith because I don't know the answer to the question, is the time bank going to replace Wall Street? And I'm not even concerned with that question in a sense. And every system needs diversity in the system for it to be successful. And so time bank is one answer. And transition town and local living economy and co-op, they're all separate answers that are going to contribute to the bigger picture, the bigger answer, the bigger revolution, the bigger movement.
For the Our World crew, Santa Fe is a beginning. Their walkabout is taking them from New Mexico to time banks in California and to meet a group called City Repair in Oregon. Like Terry and Linda, I'm finding how easy it is to discover economic innovation at the grassroots. But I also keep getting reminders of just how much work there is to be done.